We're up to our fifth part, which is registration. I knew right away I wanted registration completely online. I wanted nothing to do with taking in cash, and I knew based on my brackets I needed to put it in an Excel sheet to see the rest of the tournament. And I wanted it to contain information for our announcers, which they used in a minimum, but I'm glad we had it because it did help and it gave them a little bit of a cushion of what can we possibly talk about. First, our website is www.medfield.tv. You can take a look at it. You can see the Mario Kart Tournament page that's up. If you guys, if we leave it up, you guys can see it. But it is a WordPress website. I think WordPress is okay. I also have another website for that wrestling team I was talking about, and that's www.kryptoniteclub.com. You can check that out if you want to see what I can do there. That one's Squarespace, so it's a little different. But I have experience in both for registration, so I'll talk a little bit about both on registration. I'm sure all sorts of forms on all sorts of websites are available, so I'll stick with WordPress, but I can talk a little bit about Squarespace as well. So if you've dealt with WordPress before, you know it deals with downloading plugins, which the one that I've used for this was the WP Forms. It was the one that no matter how I asked the question on WordPress or Google, it told me to use WP Forms. And it was pretty good. Now, this is where I will add a warning. I am not a website designer, and I figured this out to work for me. So I'm not sure if it was the best way, if it was the prettiest way or what, but it's the way that I did it. You'll have to pay for the pro version to get the needs this form has, and that's about $200 per year. Honestly, being able to take in registrations online for me was useful for this tournament, but for other things going on forward, so I thought it was justified to pay the $200 for this tournament, but then going forward, understanding that we were going to use this form and the WP forms going forward for other stuff. From here, you have to download the plugins needed in your form. So you'll have the WP form, you'll have that, and then there's little downloads inside of that. So once you download the Pro, once you buy Pro, you'll have to download all the little applications within that. So it doesn't take a whole lot, doesn't cost you any extra money, but it was confusing for me at first when I downloaded it and then I didn't have everything open and have access to everything. You do have to click into it and download each form, but you'll have it. So here's what mine looks like. And you can see that this is the form that I created. And then here's the sheet that when people opened it up, this is what it looked like. Two things that I did that made a huge difference. The first was a checkbox that said you agree to be on camera. At the very least, we advertised that you were going to be on camera. We advertised it on site that you were going to be on camera. It was in the paper that it was going to be on camera, and it was on the form that you will be on camera. So we felt that even though people weren't coming in and signing their signature, there was enough awareness that this tournament was going to be on camera for us to get away with that. The next big part is Stripe. How to actually collect money from people. You can make it so someone can't finish the form without paying, and our tournament was $25 per registration. The Stripe account gets connected to your bank account and goes directly into your bank direct deposit. Be aware that $1.03 will be taken out of your payment, so we netted $23.97 per registration. Now, WP Forms doesn't take anything out of the transaction, but obviously it does for you paying for it. I paid $200 for it. If you were thinking of using Squarespace, there is cost of doing business there too, and everyone knows PayPal, which is another option of collecting funds, also takes money out. So somewhere along the lines, you're going to be spending money on people using your online form, and it's $1.03 if you go with Stripe, and the other ones have a cost that go with them as well. In my experience with PayPal, it is a little tough because not everyone has an account, but I will say the great thing about Stripe is that everyone has a credit card. So be aware, if you do registration online, which I 100% believe is the headache-relieving miracle technology we live with, you pay a fee for it. I think it's worth it. You may disagree, but have fun with registration otherwise. The actual day of the event, all I had to do was bring up my form and make sure everyone was there. I just put a little X next to their name, and by the end, all the X's were filled in, and I actually had 100% participation. So with 100% participation, what are they getting? So let's talk about the awards. Simple here. Cool awards make people remember your tournament. This is where we lost our money though. So again, we originally planned for 64 people, so we ordered awards for 64 people, and we only actually registered 32 people. So this was my mistake. This was something that I think I heard someone else accomplished, and I just thought, well, I'll be able to do that too. A couple things went against us. I don't want to talk too much about that. I want to just look forward and say, you know what, next time it's 32 people, we'll expect 32 people. And if we have more than that, we can run another tournament for them as well. So definitely building on that, building the concept of a tournament series rather than trying to do one giant tournament. But basically what we looked at was it cost us about $600 for awards, and we only gave out 32 people's worth of it. So we spent double what we should have on awards. I will say this though, the awards were sick. And people just kept talking about them. People really wanted them. People actually pushed people to want to be more competitive. The awards actually became more enthralling for people than did a cash prize. People wanted the coin more than they did the cash prize. Everyone just wanted to be in the top 16, which was really cool. We had real metal tokens were handed out to everyone. So if you registered, you came out with a little token, gratitude of our appreciation for coming. But next time I will say that these will be plastic and we will spend less than 50 cents on them. The top 16 each got a custom game coin that were the talk of the tournament. They were unreal. Then the top 4 got medals. I will say this, the coins will be all you need. The coins were everything. All people cared about was the coins. They were so cool. We did not spare expense on the coin. So be aware that the coin was costly, but it was also well worth the price. People loved them. And at the end, we also gave our winner a $100 cash prize. This, like I said, I was surprised. No one really cared about the $100 cash prize. Most people came just wanting to participate and play, and then they loved the coin, wanted to win that. Beyond that, only really 1 or 2 people actually cared about the cash prize. So I don't know if that's a big draw for people, if it's a draw for more of the hyper competitive people. But $100 was enough to get people to, at least some of the competitive people to come.